Have you ever thought to yourself, why do I keep feeling this way? Why does life feel so hard? What's the point of it all? You've tried everything: willpower, positive thinking, even distracting yourself. But no matter what you do, you always default back to old behaviors. But what if it wasn't random? What if this suffering was programmed into you before you even had a choice? Everything you feel, your fears, anxieties, insecurities, didn't start with you. They were wired into your mind before you even knew what you was. Your brain started writing a script the day you were conceived, a script that dictates your beliefs, your limits, your view of the world. And you didn't write it. It was written for you by your past, by your parents, by experiences you never asked for. And that's why, without realizing it, you're stuck in patterns that were never yours to begin with. But here's what no one tells you. You can rewrite the script. You can reprogram your mind. And when you do, suffering loses its grip on you. Your mind isn't just a computer. It's more powerful than AI. It's like a smartphone that comes preloaded with apps that you never installed. Some are useful, like instincts that keep you safe, but others, they're outdated, running in the background, glitchy apps filled with self-doubt, fear, limiting beliefs, passed down for generations. And just like a phone, you didn't get to choose the default settings. Your entire operating system is outdated. But the good news is you can update the system. You can uninstall the old programming, rewrite the code, and install a version of yourself that's limitless, the version that you were always meant to be. From the moment you were born, you didn't start fresh. You inherited memories, fears, and survival instincts from your ancestors. This is epigenetics, the science of inherited experience. You didn't just inherit eye color or hair texture, you inherited pain. So if your great-grandmother loved someone who left, now that fear of abandonment is wired into you, making you afraid of being alone. If your great-grandfather grew up with nothing, now, even though you have more than enough, there's a voice inside telling you it could all disappear in an instant. It's not just a memory, it's in your DNA. It shaped how you love, how you trust, how you see the world. It's part of you until you decide it's not. Just because it was passed down doesn't mean you have to carry it. You were born carrying generations of pain. And then, as you grew, your environment built on that foundation. Every moment of abandonment, rejection, or failure left marks on your subconscious. And your mind made notes. The world is unsafe. Love is conditional. I must be perfect to be accepted. And slowly, that became your reality. Most people never question it. They live their entire lives trapped, running on autopilot, repeating cycles they don't even recognize. The way you see the world today isn't a life sentence, it's just a pattern. And patterns can be broken once you have the right tools. Transformation doesn't happen by chance. It happens by choice. So if you want to experience a whole new reality, make a commitment to yourself right now to commit to these 3 steps. The power of observation is incredible. We go through life reacting, but what we actually need to do is question where our thoughts, fears, and beliefs come from. So the first step, pay attention. Notice the moment you feel triggered, anxious, or afraid, and instead of reacting, pause, observe, and ask yourself, where did this belief actually come from? Let's say you always feel nervous speaking up in meetings. Maybe as a kid you were told to be quiet, or kids should be seen and not heard. Maybe you got laughed at school. Without realizing it, that one experience became a belief. It became your identity, how you view yourself, how you show up in the world. But is it actually true? Or is it just your default setting? Or another example, maybe you get anxious when somebody doesn't text you back. Is that really about them? Or is it an old fear of abandonment wired into your subconscious? The more you observe, the more patterns you'll see. And the moment you become aware, that's when they start to lose their power over you. Now, once we become aware of the patterns, we need to disrupt them. So imagine your mind like a river. It flows the same path every day, not because it's right, but because it's familiar. Until one day you say, you know what? This is who I am. I just need to accept it because it feels impossible to change. But just like rivers can be redirected, so can your mind. So the next time that little voice in your head says, I'm not good enough, stop. Don't let it run on autopilot. Challenge it. Ask yourself, is this true? What actual evidence supports this? Or is it just the same old lazy shortcut my brain has taken for years? Then go deeper. What's the alternative truth? If someone else had lived your exact life but believed in themselves, what would they tell themselves instead? On average, we have 60,000 thoughts every single day, and most of them were the same ones that you had the day before, and the day before that, and the day before that. This isn't about forcing positive thinking. This is about interrupting the pattern and not believing every thought that you have to be true. Because thoughts aren't facts, they're just patterns. And the moment you see that for what it is, the patterns start to break. Ask yourself, where did that belief come from? What actual evidence supports this? Have you ever succeeded at something before, no matter how small, like learning something new? The evidence is there, you just need to do the work and look for it. Then instead of believing, I'm not good enough to succeed, find an alternative truth, like, I'm learning, I'm capable, I've successfully accomplished things before and I can do it again. So you've recognized the patterns, you've disrupted them, but now it's time to install a new reality, because if you stop here, nothing changes. Your brain doesn't change just because you want it to. It changes when you prove that something new is possible. Every action you take sends a message to your brain about who you are and your identity. It's not what you think about or wish for, it's about what you do repeatedly. So you can't wait to feel different before you act differently. You have to act differently first. Want confidence? Speak before you feel ready. Want to be respected? Set boundaries and mean them. Want to be heard? Speak like your words matter, because they do. Want a better mindset? Question every belief that limits you and keep feeding your brain the right thoughts. Because who you are is a reflection of what you do repeatedly. And so every action you take is a vote for the person you want to become. The choice is yours, but if you don't end the cycle, it won't end with you. Your mind isn't just shaping your life, it's shaping the lives of those that come after you. Your fears, your doubts, your limitations. If you don't stop them, your kids will inherit them. But when you break the cycle, they don't just watch, you show them. Healing yourself is the most powerful form of parenting. And right now, that responsibility is in your hands. No one is coming to save you. No one is going to do the work for you. This is your moment and it's exciting. Will you be the one to change, or will you just accept everything you've inherited as your reality? Because in the end, there are only two choices: break the cycle or repeat it. So if you're ready to take back control of your mind and design a life you truly love, subscribe to my YouTube channel for more tools on a life well lived. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.